Well, for some weeks now, we, like many churches, have been unable to gather together in person. We long to do it. It's good for God's people to be together. We're commanded to be together. But we also know we're commanded to submit to governing authorities, and we're commanded to love one another. And so that we would not be the ones spreading this virus, we have not gathered together, but we've been actively making plans and procedures that will allow us to do so safely. So we've put together a phased regathering plan. We've tested some things out, and we're ready now this coming weekend. June 12th is Friday, June 14th is this Sunday, to move on to the next phase of our plan. It's a step back towards normal, but it's certainly not going to look and feel normal. So questions, probably a lot of questions that you have. What's it going to look like? What do we need to do in the week leading up to us gathering for a worship service? Are we still going to have an online worship service for those who don't feel yet comfortable? And the answer is yes to those questions. We will have an online worship service going forward indefinitely, but we also are going to begin having 2 worship services on site. One on Friday evening at 7 o'clock p.m. and the other on Sunday morning at 10:15. So what do you do in the week leading up to it? We're going to have a reservation system. We'll tell you a little bit about that in this video. What are you going to do at home right before you come to the worship service? What will the worship service look like? What's it going to look like during that time? What's it going to look like to leave the worship service? All those things are what we're going to cover in this hopefully short video, and hopefully it's helpful to you as you plan to join us either online or on site this coming weekend. Well, now we are inside with our church's secretary and my beautiful wife, Kirstin Nelson. Just going to walk us through what we can do during the week to help us be best prepared for gathering over the weekend. So, first question, Kirstin, what can our church expect to receive from you on Mondays?
So today you're going to get 2 emails from me. The first will include the written form of all the information in this video, and the second one will be a link to our reservation system for seats at the worship services.
So what do they do with that link? How does that work?
So regular attenders, it's a very simple link. You go to this form that will ask for your name, how many seats you need in a worship service, and ask for your email, and you hit submit, and that just tells us you're coming to a worship service, so we have seats for you.
Excellent. And why is that important for us to have a reservation system? We've never done that before. It seems weird to reserve a spot for church. Why do we do that?
Well, we have the sanctuary set up to follow social distancing guidelines, and we have a capacity we've determined is safe to have in there of the number of people in there. So if we know that our regular attenders are a certain amount are coming, then we can have some extra seats available as well for new attenders and guests and visitors. We can keep within those guidelines.
Excellent. So yeah, if somebody is new, they've been checking things out online, want to come and join us, they don't get the link in an email, but they can still come and join us.
Absolutely. If you're a visitor or a guest new to town, you've never come to our worship service before, please feel free to just come, and you do not need to RSVP. That's only for our regular attenders.
Excellent. And if our regular attenders invite a friend to join them, they can just then add.
Yeah, if you have a friend you've invited that you know is coming with you, just add them to your total amount of seats you're reserving. But if it's a last minute invitation and they decide to come, they don't need to have an RSVP. They can just come and we'll have seats available.
And then for those who should not, because of health reasons or age or whatever else, just not comfortable coming to a worship service yet, will there still be an online worship service?
Yes, for the foreseeable future, we're going to continue to record worship services and have them online and available for you.
Hey Nelson family, you ready to go to a worship service again?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Who's all going to be there?
So lots of people, probably. A limited number of people actually, but a lot of people that we know. Anybody and everybody in our church and in the community is welcome to come. But the Department of Public Health does say that people age 65 and over and those with some underlying conditions, it's safer for them not to gather. So we need to listen to their advice. But if you choose, even though you're in that category, to come, then they can come too. So Yeah, good question. Yep.
Is there going to be any kids there?
Oh, that's a good question too. So yes, kids. There will be kids. We've already seen some reserve their spots, and there's not going to be a nursery. There's no Sunday school, so moms and dads need to keep their kids with them. But as long as the kids can stay with their parents and follow social distancing guidelines, that's totally cool. We know there's going to be like extra noise in the sanctuary, and that's totally fine. But the kids just need to make sure that they're staying by their parents and not getting too close to other people. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, if we gotta leave soon, what do we need to bring?
Good question. So Bibles, always bring your Bible. And there's not going to be any Bibles there or anything. So bring your Bible. Those sermon notes and application guide off the website, because there's not going to be any bulletins or anything like that. And then masks. We didn't really talk about that. I know we have them. It's up to you. Nobody has to wear a mask, and they're going to have some there. But since we have them, we could bring them if we want. It's just one way that you can help protect other people and protect yourself, but we don't need to wear a mask, so it's up to you. And yeah. Oh, Isaiah, got a little cough there, huh, bud?
Mm-hmm. Just started last night. I think I'm fine.
Okay, well, let me just check your... Yeah, it doesn't feel very warm or anything.
I did hear him cough a lot last night.
Okay.
Should I stay home with
Well,
him?
probably. I mean, he probably doesn't have COVID-19, but, you know, like, we just want to be safe and love and protect other people, so,
Yep.
sorry.
Sorry, bud. I'll stay home with you.
All right, girls. Well, let's get ready to go. Sorry, bud. All right, hey, girls. Everybody's gone to the bathroom one more time because we're trying not to use them at the church building. You've gone, right, Rad?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I think we're good to go.
Wait, Dad, you're not gonna wear those shoes to church, are you?
What? What's wrong with these?
They're Crocs.
They're dress shoes. See?
No.
All right, so now we're with our associate pastor, Stan Johnson, and just a couple questions about what it looks like when we actually get here for a worship service. So, what if I come early and just want to visit with some people?
Well, I hope you would want to come early and visit with people. This last Sunday, we had a good-sized group of people hung out right here in the parking lot, maintaining proper social distancing, reconnecting with people from the church family they hadn't seen for a long time. So we encourage you to do that. We want you to do that. We just want you to do that outside.
And then, so when we do want to enter, where do we go in?
We go in through our front door. This is going to be the only door that's open for any of our worship services for entering the church. We'll show you the exits to the church in a few minutes.
So another spot that our church family usually likes to hang out, and you have to walk through 8 or 9 people typically in the hallway to get to the sanctuary. Is that a good spot to hang out and talk to friends?
We're not going to allow you to do that anymore. Again, we're glad that you're here and that you want to visit with each other, but we're going to do that outside. Once you come in the church, and we're in the entry right now, you'll just be able to follow these traffic signs. We want to keep people moving right from the front door all the way into the sanctuary with no gathering in between.
All right, so most of us have a spot we normally sit, but it doesn't look like normal in here. So how do we choose where to sit?
That's a good question. And as you can see, we only have about half as many rows of chairs as normal. We're going to have ushers here, most services, who are going to help direct you to chairs. One of the things that we want you to keep in mind for proper social distancing between your family and whoever else is seated at your row, we want to keep 3 empty seats.
So then, once we're in the sanctuary, again, that's another spot where people wander around talking to each other. Can we do that?
We're not doing that any longer. Once you're in the sanctuary and you find your chair, we want you to stay right in that spot through the entire worship service. Well, Pastor, these folding chairs don't look real comfortable. How long are the services going to be?
They're not comfortable, but we're planning on being in here just for an hour.
Will the nursing lounge and the nursery be open?
No, just so we have fewer things to sanitize, and those are places hard to sanitize. the Mother's Nursing Lounge and the nursery will not be open during worship services.
How about singing?
Yes, we will do that, and so that's a important piece of our gathering together. And so on Friday night, the worship team will be here leading us in singing together, and on Sunday morning, we'll be led by the video of the worship team leading the church in singing from the Friday night service.
Will we be passing offering plates?
No, there are still other ways to give besides being here in person, so continue to do that by sending in checks or online giving. But if you'd like to give an offering as part of your gathering for worship, rather than passing the plates, we will just be doing that with offering boxes that are placed by each of the 2 exit doors, and one also when you come in.
Will the bathroom be open if I need it?
Yes, it will. So we encourage people, because we'll only be here for an hour, to use the bathroom at home, like we said earlier. But should anybody need it, those are available. They'll be sanitized before the service. Also, drinking fountain will be closed. There's going to be hand sanitizer around the building. There's not going to be coffee or donuts or anything like that. So anything you might need to drink, bring that with you when you come.
Will we be doing communion?
Yes, we will. Yeah, we have missed out on doing this together since the month of March. And so now that we're able to get back together in this next phase of our plan, we will be taking communion together. That also will look different. Rather than passing the elements down the aisle, there will be the elements all put together in one little package that's been pre-packaged, so people aren't going to be handling this. This will be by the door when you come in, and both the bread and the cup are together. We ask that those who are going to take communion would just take one of those and not open that until the time in the service when we take communion. If you have kids with you, you might need to give them instruction ahead of time that they can expect seeing this, but probably shouldn't be touching it as they come in. But when that time comes in the service, we'll give more instruction on how communion will be done. And then when it comes to leaving the worship service, when the worship service is over, again, typically we would spend some time talking in here. What are the instructions for leaving the worship service?
Well, we'll make this clear again at the end of the service, but when we're all concluded, we're going to dismiss you row by row, and we're going to ask everybody to leave on the outside rows rather than through the center. And then we'll go to the back of the church. We have exit doors at both sides of the sanctuary. We'll just have you leave through that door and not loiter around in the building at all.
Excellent. And then once we get outside, we can talk with each other. Still important, though, outside to maintain social distancing.
Yes, and you might need to remind others in the church if they're forgetful. We want to honor each other and respect each other. And so even if you might be comfortable having less space than the 6 foot, please respect each other that way.
And what if somebody's here and they're just uncomfortable standing in a group and talking?
We are totally okay if after the service you need to leave or you decide to leave. That's super. But nobody's going to be told you need to leave once you're outside. In fact, this last Sunday we had groups of people or individuals standing around talking for probably 15, 20 minutes, just getting caught up on what's going on in life.
And then Pastor Stan, after everybody leaves, what's going to be happening inside the building to make this space safe for others to gather later?
I'm super grateful for our deacons. They've come up with a sanitation plan that we will go through every week after the worship service. And we have cleaning equipment, a checklist. We sanitize all the chairs, every contact area like doorknobs, push plates, and the bathrooms.
Well, that was probably a long video. Thanks for sticking with us through it. We just wanted to clearly communicate what the plans are as we move to this next phase of regathering. And if you have questions, I'm sure there are things we did not cover. If you have questions, don't hesitate. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Something you're wondering about that we didn't cover in this, give us a call here in the church office. Send us a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.